All right, so it's now 6 o'clock on Tuesday, April 12th, 2022. I call the meeting of the DeKalb Township Board of Trustees to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Happily. Trustee King. Here. Trustee Bradlow.
Present.
Trustee Thurman. Here. Trustee McNutt. Here. And Supervisor Huss.
Here.
Greg Smith and Rich Dyer are also in attendance.
Great. Will everyone please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment, no one is here. Presentations, we have none tonight. So we're going to get right into opening the hearing regarding the DeKalb Township Road District and DeKalb Township budget and appropriation ordinances. So can I have a motion to open the hearing? Everyone in favor? Anyone opposed? So we have the two budgets tonight to present to you. So we'll do that individually. Start with the road district budget.
Yeah, so I'll just start off. Pretty much this is the usual budget every year. Some of the amounts have changed and different things like that. You'll see a pretty good increase in fuel and equipment maintenance. Just for things for equipment maintenance, had a truck take out a motor. Luckily it was warranted. It's the newest pickup truck we had, not newest pickup truck. Now it's out of warranty. So we're kind of going through a thing here. It's a truck I drive mostly. So things like that. So with, I thought I'd better add to a little bit of the maintenance costs and stuff like that this year. And then of course with the fuel costs, fuel's climbing. They say diesel could hit almost $10 a gallon by the fall. So if that keeps going, we're all in trouble. So I don't have enough to cover all that, but so that's a little bit of it. You'll see farther along in the permanent road, things are laid out a little differently. I think I lost my page. I apologize. It's more broke down under contractual, more of the road striping and everything's kind of broke out a little differently. The road projects at 825. We will be using also some of our MFT money that the county, under state statute, they hold that funding. So we'll be doing close to $1 million worth of road construction this year. And actually the price, the paving contract has already been awarded or is in the process of being awarded. And pricing came in a little under engineer's estimate, which is right now with everything, the way it's going is very unusual. You will see farther in building and equipment, you're going to see a line item for a new plow truck or pickup truck as well. Like I say, with the truck that already lost one motor at 30,000 miles, I'm not sure how that life expectancy. You'll also see a new trailer, a large trailer that's to haul any piece of equipment we have other than the motor group. So that the one we have now is 30 years old. It was purchased used from the county highway department. It's really starting to show its age, and it's due to be replaced. There is a line item here that says new shouldering machine. I would like to change that to new equipment. And the reason for that being is that the shouldering machine has already been purchased but not delivered, has not been paid for. And that price came in at around 40. So with that extra $10,000 there, by making that a little more vague, I can use that for other equipment where by this very precise line item, I know that, yes. So as you vote on that, I would like to make that alteration. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. I'm open to any questions anyone may have.
Because with the, you said before with the large trailer you bought used, if it says new, is that a new one or?
Yes,
used?
that'll be a brand new trailer. So with our new excavator that we purchased a few years ago, we're using it more. So and a lot traveling around more with it. So I thought it'd be better to upgrade it to a new one. And if we purchase it now, we won't see it for 50 to 70 months. Or I'm sorry, yes, 50 to 70 months.
That's 4 years. 5
Yes.
years.
That's all it takes to get here.
That's because of the shortage of steel and because of the backlog right now. Plow trucks are another one. Plow trucks could be outwards of 3 years.
That's not good.
No, and that's across the board. For instance, Ogle County went out for bid for 2 plow trucks and International bid 2024s. Which usually they start their calendar, their manufacturer year in August of 23. So they're giving that big a window for that kind of equipment. So when you see like a new plow truck, we just made a purchase for a new one that you'll see in the bills to pay. I'm paying without receiving the truck, which is very uncommon. But because of the surcharges added to those, what I'm buying now is just to hold them to go ahead and purchase the equipment, even though the truck won't be here until September, or to the manufacturer to build the dump part of it. If they can purchase the equipment now, there won't be any increases for me. So I have to kind of prepay for things that is I'm not used to. So we're planning out quite a few years on things like that.
So the existing large trailer you have will make it in for another 5 years?
We're hoping, yeah. Yeah. Unless things really change or these companies, they can't find employees. I mean, it's just a laundry list. And I've gotten 4 quotes. We purchased through Sourcewell now, which is a cooperative purchasing program. Originally started by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, but now it's mostly nationwide. And I reached out to 4 manufacturers to get quotes from them to see what timeline and we're talking about it. And all of them are about somewhere around there. So that's the gist of the budget. And like I say, any other questions?
Is it a percentage increase or decrease over last year?
It's just what we levied for in the increase and most of that went towards road work.
Any other questions or other questions? All right, so next we'll go into the budget for the town purposes. Kind of going through it, the general town fund, that's pretty standard for what we have every year. The only difference being that when I amended the budget late last year, we started the capital outlay for either a building, buying a building, renting a building, constructing a building, whatever. So slowly putting money aside for that. So that's in there. And then the community services line item is where we'll continue to offer services to the public, shredding events, and hope to grow that into some other things. Social service agency support, that increased a little bit over last year, since we know there's a high demand from the social service agencies. Next is the assessor's budget.
There are very, very minimal changes. Took some out of software licensing because I'm not adding another edit license currently. So it just got ate up by all the other expenses that are going up this year, but overall my total expenses, I think, are roughly just under 1% increase.
Cemetery, again, the only change really with that one is the capital outlay for those road improvements that we're working with Baron Graham on right now. I'll give you an update on that a little bit later. And then the last one is general assistance, and that too has remained pretty steady. Like under contractual services in 2.2, there's a line item called food pantry and food insecurity support. And so I'm going to request that we amend that and call it community outreach. Just so, and the main reason for that is right now we're working, we have a 3-month temporary contract with Passion Pursuit, which is an employment agency, and they've been coming in once a week to provide those kind of services. And so we need to have some flexibility to be able to pay for, we don't really have a line item for that, so. Yeah, and so there was a just slight increase over last year's levy. With the town part and a decrease in the levy for general assistance. Any questions about?
At 2.2, what page did you see that? I didn't.
That is.
7 of 8.
Yeah, I'm on 7.
Under,
Oh, food fan, okay, I see it, thank you.
And what did you say you were renaming it?
community outreach.
So it would just cover a multitude of things, like,
Well, general assistance funds are pretty restricted to what we can use them for. And so the employment specialist falls under our work fair program, so we can do that. Food insecurity will continue to be able to be funded under that. Outside of those, I mean, like training we can do.
so like when we had donated the money to Salvation Army for the food pantry, that fell under
Yes.
that.
Yep, and Red Food Mart and
And community outreach can still include food pantry,
Yes.
food insecurity, we're just retitling
Mhm.
it to a more general.
yes.
So as community outreach, is that the line item where the public safety?
No, that comes out of the general town fund. This one you're looking at is general assistance fund, so that's really restricted to for the uses for those kind of funds. So we'll be able to continue to use it for food insecurity, for the employment specialist. You know, if there's an employment related situation with one of our general assistance clients, that we can do some training with them. But it's pretty defined what we can use general assistance funds for. Any other questions?
I trust you, it's just hard to remember what it was last year. You know, when you don't see it, you just have to go, oh. that- Oh, okay, thank you, Rich.
I mean, if you're just looking for what it was, I mean, it's in,
Yeah, just
That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's, you know.
Any other questions from anyone else? Okay. And there's no one here from the public. So we can move on to the approval. So can I first get a motion to approve ordinance 2022-002R, DeKalb Township Road District Budget Appropriation Ordinance for the fiscal year beginning April 1st, 2022 and ending March 31st, 2023.
I will.
One second.
Discussion. So for discussion, I am going to make a motion to amend the Road and Bridge Fund line item equipment expenditure from new shouldering machine to new equipment. Is there anyone that would second that amendment?
I'll second.
So first, we're gonna vote on the amendment that you are in favor of amending the budget, and then we'll go back and vote on the approval of the budget. So Those, roll call for a motion to approve ordinance as amended. Or no, I said that wrong. Motion to approve the amendments of the ordinance.
So moved.
Oh, no, we already got it.
Was it-
Oh, yeah, so
You need a motion to approve it.
She moved
Yeah.
to second it.
so we need roll call vote on that,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Roll call. Trustee King,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee Bradwell,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes,
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
okay. So now, if I could get a motion to approve the ordinance 2022-002R, DeKalb Township Road District Budget and Appropriation Ordinance as amended.
Mary, you did that. You just need a roll call vote for the original motion. Chad made the
Oh, okay, sorry. So we had the discussion on that. Okay, so now roll call. please.
Got it. Trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee King,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes,
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
okay, so next, can I get a motion to approve ordinance 2022-003T, DeKalb Township Budget and Appropriation Ordinance for the fiscal year beginning April 1st, 2022 and ending March 31st, 2023.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Discussion?
You can, do the old thing.
Want to make so I'd like to make a motion to amend item 2.2, home relief, the food pantry and food insecurity support, change it to community outreach. And a second on that motion?
Sorry, who seconded that?
Discussion on the amendment? Roll call, please.
Trustee King,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
and supervisor Hess.
Yes,
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
okay, so amended, so now we need roll call approving the ordinance as amended.
Trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee King,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
and supervisor Hess.
Yes,
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion again passes.
and so now needing a motion to close the hearing and adjourn to the regular board meeting.
So second.
Everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? We are back in regular board meeting. Skipping to reports. In your packet this month, there is a supervisor's report. So on the following 2 pages are the newly revised GA cards, one side being English, the other side being Spanish. There are some on the table there if you'd like to take any with you, if you have anywhere to put them. Or sometimes I just keep some in the car if I see someone who looks like they need help, then I hand them out. I mentioned we have Janita Sims, who's the Executive Director of Passion Pursuit, which is part of the Belonging Center on South 4th Street. She's been coming in once a week, providing employment services. So General Assistance has something called Workfare Program, and it kind of has 2 avenues. One being that people have to apply for a certain number of jobs in a month, be actively pursuing employment. And then the other is that if they're not able to work a job, then we could have them volunteer somewhere to earn their general assistance funds. So Danita is providing employment services to help people with resumes, teaching them things about LinkedIn, teaching them about job searches on the internet, how to conduct themselves in an interview, things like that. So we have a 3-month trial period of doing this. We want to kind of see what the success rate is after that and the utilization rate, and then we'll reevaluate if we're going to continue it at once a week or, modify that or do away with it altogether. So, so far so good. We've had people utilizing the services. It's a requirement to continue to get general assistance. So we, that works in our favor. So that's good. Statement of economic interest. Hopefully you've all received one. If you wouldn't mind when you complete it to bring it here so we can make copies for our files, and then we'll take all of them over to the county building together. And if you have any questions, you have an email from the board attorney in the April issue perspectives. There's some information, and then there's a webinar on it on Thursday through TOI. Library update with the IGA. We've had 13 residents receive cards through that. So I think we're off to a good start for that, with it only being April. Oakwood paving project. They have started on that. They've completed the field surveys. They're working on getting the base map pulled together so they can start the design work. Yeah, I went out there and I saw the stakes. The map includes topographic survey elements that they collected from the field and the boundary surveys of the great plots. So looks like they're making some progress on that. And if you have any questions about that, Craig would probably be the person to ask. Torma is our risk management insurance agency. It's specifically for townships. And one of the great things about Torma is they're very customer friendly. And so unlike, most other insurance companies that keep all their funds for 30 years.
31.
Torma's been issuing dividends for townships that have been part of townships or road districts that have been part of Torma for 5 or more years. So we did receive $3,600 back from them this year. So.
No, just, and what a great organization it is. And they work with us very well. They've met with both myself and Mary at different times and together to explain everything. So, yeah, it's the best thing going for our situation.
And then just some events that I went to. It's kind of been a busy March and April. Cemetery conference, TOI workshop, which was great, meeting a lot of people from suburban townships. The Gaddy training in Bloomington. Gaddy is General Assistance Technical Institute, Training Institute. That was in Bloomington, met a lot of people there. And then just this past week, Craig and I both went to Springfield for TOI Lobby Day. And we met with Representative, well, first for lunch, Chris Welch was the guest speaker. He's the Speaker of the House. And then we met with Representative Kiker, Representative Demmer, Representative Lance.
Yadlik?
Yednak.
Yadlik.
So when they do the new boundaries go into effect that they just redrew, he will be the representative for this area, and he's out of Ottawa. I met other people from other townships. So
Quite a few other senators and congressmen as well. So
yeah, it was
we got a lot accomplished.
Yeah.
Really do.
Yeah. It was a good day. And then some upcoming events. Danita is on April 20th, going to be doing a webinar. So people are welcome to come in, or they can participate online, Jumpstart Your Career, and she's going to cover a lot of things in that. There's flyers about that up there too. May 14th is our next Shred and Recycle event. June 3rd, we have the Lions bus coming in, and they're going to do a vision screening, and that's intended for little people. They're Karen will be getting that information out. And so we're hoping to serve a need in the community that maybe no one else is doing. And then on June 17th, the Secretary of State is coming here to set up office in here to do offer a number of services. Real IDs is not one of those, unfortunately, but there's a flyer on the table over there about the services they'll be offering. Any questions about anything? Okay. Clerk's report,
No report.
Highway Commissioner.
I'll just add the lobby day. I thought it was, I've attended, I think, almost every one since 2013. I have to say that me and Mary, about wore our legs off going up, down stairs, chasing congressmen around. But we had a good day. We really got to see a lot of people, had a lot of good input. Talked a lot about townships and their need for elements to stay in Illinois and things like that.
And there was
So,
overwhelming support from.
yes, there was a lot of very
from
good
the
support.
representatives.
It's an election year, so they always kind of nod their head yes, but no, I thought they were very sincere and asked some good questions and got some good responses. So I thought it was really good. In case no one is aware, I think Karen's been doing a great job updating. They are running a sanitary sewer from DeKalb to Malta, to tie Malta sewer into DeKalb sanitary. What I don't, yes, it just started, and they're almost ready to cross John Huber Parkway. So that road will be shut down for approximately 2 to 3 days. And then as they go farther to the west, they will then close Nelson Road, both of which are in our areas. But they will stay in IDOT Route 23's right away. So not a lot we can do about it other than they've been really good to work with us and stuff like that. And then they'll be shutting down Virginia and then Donnybrook, which is a subdivision about halfway between DeKalb and Malta that is just in our western boundary. So kind of an update if you travel any of those roads, be prepared for kind of getting rerouted out in that area. It's a slow go. They're tying Kish College, Village of Malta, all coming back to DeKalb.
Route 38, right?
Or I'm sorry, did I say 23? Right. So they're jumping across the road a few times. So it'd be kind of a crazy summer out that way. So as far as us here, it's kind of, we're just chasing raindrops. I mean, it's okay, we're working inside and outside both, getting ready for the kind of the construction season to start. And then Mary hit on the Torma letter. And I think that's about it, unless anyone's got any questions.
What brought on the whole Malta thing?
Malta Sanitary District, or their cesspools, I don't know what they call it. They were failing, so
Okay.
they had to do something. To my knowledge, the DeKalb Water Reclamation District, it used to always be called the DeKalb Sanitary District, has reached out to a lot of the smaller towns as far away as Kirkland and Genoa to bring all their sewer back to DeKalb.
Okay.
Because of their expansion here in DeKalb, I think they're able to take on all this. They are their own taxing body. They are separate from the city of DeKalb, so they are their own levied taxing body. I don't really have an opinion either way, if I agree or disagree. I think if the residents of Malta are paying them for their fair share, who am I to say? So Cortland is tied in a little bit to us, and then they have their own that they were able to, back when the development was heavy in Cortland, they were able to upgrade. So, but Malta was not that fortunate. So, and I know with the Kish College, they're just on a septic system, larger but similar to any farmhouse out in the country. So
Wow.
I know they've been struggling for a long time, so this is all just a plus for all of them out in that area. And I think a plus for us here, because if it keeps the cost down and let them help pay, I think that's a plus to all of us here in DeKalb. So,
How long is the project? gonna take?
I think they'll be midsummer. So they've been going at it about a month now. If you get out by Malta, they've got her tore up pretty good. They're staying off the roadway, so it's all drivable, but they're in the right of ways, and they had quite a few crews on it, one starting in DeKalb and one in Malta, and they've since pulled the crew out of DeKalb. So for another project or an emergency project is what we were told. So that's been the delay on going across John Huber Parkway and Nelson Road. So, but Karen, every time I get they've been keeping me informed. I pass it on to Karen. Karen's putting it on our website and on Facebook for it. So, yeah. I think that's it for me. I'm sorry.
Assessor's report?
All I have is Eric's one step closer to getting his designation, my field representative. Other than that, we just be plugging away and tax bills will be out late April, early May.
You said his resignation,
Designation,
designation, okay.
education.
Yeah, I just, yeah.
So he's one step closer. He should have it later this year.
Yes.
That's it.
Trustees report, trustee Bradwell? No. Trustee King?
Only orientation is supposed to be face to face, and by next month, we may be done with school, right? Because we're done like the second week after the week after the 6th. So that'll be the second week. Yeah, so it'll die down. Then it'll build back up. And it'll build back up face to face, which will be different for the last couple of years. So let's hope that it's a joyous experience. Well, given the COVID numbers, because Philadelphia just went back to mask mandatory. So let's hope that NIU, well, Illinois, Illinois, not just NIU, kind of stays down with those numbers.
That continues.
Yeah.
Trustee McNabb?
No report.
Trustee Thurman?
We can participate in a couple of community events on April 23rd, 100 Men with Ties.
Oh,
So, and Ms. King got me hooked in with that, so that's good for us. And over the summer, one of the teachers in the school district, she does a program, entrepreneurship program for the young kids, teaching them how to make products to sell them. So they do that over the summer. My daughter was in it, and the person who runs the program asked both of us to come back and contribute, because my daughter, of course, she was like top of the entrepreneur. So we're both going to participate in helping with that this summer to help the youth keep them busy.
oh, wonderful.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. That's a great opportunity for students.
What ages is that for?
They're up to 8th grade, so from 3rd to 8th grade, I'll be 2nd, 3rd to 8th grade.
Is it a school district program or is it what she does?
It's one of the local teachers, Lisa Butler. She put together a program a few years ago, and she does, and they get 25 students participating in it. It's really nice because every student gets a project that they make, and they actually have a event at the end of it where they invite people in the community to come buy the products that they make. But for example, my daughter, she made soaps and candles from scratch, or she did scented candles, and and sold those and personalized them. She has some really nice product.
Nice. That's a great thing. All right. Anything else? Okay. All right. So we'll move on to item bill paying. So in your books, you have the March warrant for total expenditures report and then the April bills to pay. So may I get a motion to approve the March audit report in the amount of $491,204.88 and the April bills to pay in the amount of $112,634.03.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee King,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
And next, may I get a motion to receive, file, and approve the treasurer's March budget report, which was the last month of our fiscal year.
I will.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call please.
Trustee King,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
No unfinished business, so next item is new business. First, declaring May 2022 as Motorcycle Awareness Month. It's my understanding that this is something the township has done for several years. Working with Open Roads Abate of Illinois. And so the proclamation is in your book and we'll put it on our website. I'm just declaring to recognize motorcycles and safety surrounding motorcycles. And so we are going to support that. Next item is discussion and approval of authorization for the supervisor to approve and execute a 3-year agreement for professional auditing services with Newkirk and Associates. Can I get a motion on this? Bring it to the floor and then we'll have discussion.
I will.
I'll second.
Discussion. So this was tabled from last month. Just kind of a refresher, Newkirk and Associates. I contacted several CPA firms, only a handful do government audits. And so we received a couple of quotes and this was the most reasonable quote. But they did request a 3-year contract so that, because the first year there's a lot of learning that goes on. Newkirk and Associates does an audit for another township in DeKalb County, and so that's how I'd heard about them. And so they will be auditing all of the accounts of the township and the road district. So any questions about that? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee King,
Yes.
trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
Next, one of the other things that the township has been doing for several years is has a membership with DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation, DCEDC. There's nothing in your booklets about that. And so just looking to renew our membership so we can continue to support economic development. And for the size of our organization, the membership fee is $2,500. So do I have a motion to approve the funds for continued support of DeKalb County Economic Development Corporation? I'll second that. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Thurman,
Yes.
trustee Bradlow,
Yes.
trustee King,
Yes.
trustee McNutt,
Yes.
supervisor Hess.
Yes.
5 ayes and 0 nays, the motion passes.
Approval of the minutes of the regular Board of Trustees meeting, March 9th, 2022. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes? I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. That's approved. We have no executive session tonight. Other business, our next regular meeting is on May 11th, 2022 at 6 p.m.
Can I this is a piece of business, I guess. It's not really a business, it's more of an announcement.
Okay.
I wanted to announce that there is now a Black woman that is on the Supreme Court. And it's Women's History Month, so I thought how appropriate I apologize if that offends folks, but I thought it's historical, so I would mention it. And so I did, that's all.
Double victory.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, motion to adjourn?
Don't move.
I was thinking.
Everyone in favor?
I
Anyone opposed? So the meeting is adjourning at 6:41.